Y'all see I got my little hat on. This is a hat they gave us for Mother's Day. No, not for Mother's Day. For Nurses Week when I was working at that nursing home. Although I felt kind of guilty because we were the weekend workers and they didn't have anything for us on the weekend. I had to go in during the week and be like, "Excuse me, you forgot about our gifts." And everybody else got all these cute little bags, this and the other, and all they had left was a hat. I said, "Hey, I'll take that." It's it feels so nice today. I'm day 6, y'all. I am day 6. I am 6 days in. I made it 6 days with not one cigarette. I have not smoked. I literally have not smoked. I, and it's so funny. I think the hardest part is the first day, probably the first day, because if you can get past the first day, that usually be people's challenge. People will be like, "I want to quit smoking. I want to quit smoking. You know, I really need to quit smoking. I need to stop drinking. I really need to quit drinking. I'm not doing no more drugs, no more. You know what? I'm not eating no more pork. You know what? I'm going to start exercising tomorrow." Like we have these goals, and they be good. Like we know that's what we need to do. And that first day, I ain't even gonna say the first day. A lot of us can get through the first day sometimes. No, I ain't even gonna say the whole day. I say we start off the morning saying we can do it, and then by about 5 or 6, 5, 6, 7, it's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna start tomorrow. It'd be like that. You know what? Or you do it that one day, then the next day you be like, you know what? I ain't ready yet. I'm gonna do it next week. That's because you don't want to have the discipline. You don't want to do it. I done had so many starts and stops. It don't even make no sense, y'all. I just started smoking, stopped smoking, put patches on. I wear the patch the whole day. Then I take the patch off at night and then still smoke. It's just like I was trying everything. You know what I'm saying? Then I could start with the high patches, and then I would go down. I'm gonna start with 21 milligrams. I'm like, oh, I know I could do 21 milligrams. And one time I really did make it like 6 weeks, but I was still putting it in my system. So, like when I didn't have it on, I'd be craving because the nicotine was still there. But I was like, well, if I could train my mind, then I can control my body. But it ain't work like that for me, y'all. This time, I'm trying to think, what was it? Because I've been trying. The last time I tried to quit was probably March, and I didn't. I think I made it like 3 days. Wait a minute. What did he say? Hold on. Let me start. Let me listen, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now. Don't come with no crazy. Let me say this is who is this? This is 09_4RQR 4NG1_SA. You say they ain't gonna never figure out where you at. Hey, what's going on? New Zealand in the building, baby. That's what's up. Who is this? B Rose 977. I'm the best rapper, no contest, spitting fire, leaving haters impressed, lyrics sharp, flow clean. I'm on top, every beat I drop, the crowd can't stop, undisputed. I'm the rapper game's king. All right now. You done did a whole daggone rap on there. Okay. You the king, what is it? You the Ken Ring or King Ring, whatever. All right, then, that's cool. That's cool. So I have a group called the Atlanta Music Industry Group on Facebook. Music with a Z. Music. So I would definitely encourage you, B Rose 977, to go and post your music in that group. Unless you're already in the group and you follow me here, because I know sometimes I post share my post in there. But either way it goes, I'm glad that you are the undisputed bad mama jamma, can't do better than me type rapper. Do your thing, bruh. Do your thing. I feel you. 50 press ups, no excuses. You don't fit. You talking about push ups? Is that Jehovah's? Mm. This is what I'm struggling with now. Sierra, what's going on, Sierra? I seen you from yesterday. From yesterday. Um, yeah, it's starting. It's the start. When you're trying to change a behavior, it's the start. It's the beginning. That's when you need the most strength. That's when you really got to pray. You know what I did? I prayed. And I said, God, please help me. Please help me, Lord. I've been trying to quit smoking cigarettes for 40 years. Well, I ain't going to say 40 years. I haven't really been smoking for 40 years, but it's been close to it. So I'm in my 50s, and I started at 19, so it's been close to 40, right? And I ain't going to say I try to quit for, all that time. But in the last 10, I really have been trying. The last 10 years, I've been trying. I really have. And I'll go from swinging, I'll wear a patch. I want to say I really started, I remember really starting to really, really try when I lived in Chicago. And I had gone to church, and it was a great church sermon. You know how those church sermons can get you. And you be like, I'm about to change my life. I'm about to do this, and you be really serious because that's how you really feel. That nicotine is a beast. You know what I'm saying? People who have never done drugs, you've never smoked cigarettes, you've never had anything that you're addicted to. You don't understand. You can't understand how your body will act up on you and how the craving be so real you be ready to punch somebody. What's going on, love is, first of all, Adam, I am not a dude. I'm not a dude. Although I might look like one with his hat on, but uh, you're good. You're a good name. You know what, Sam? Listen. Let me tell you. They said that nicotine. I heard that nicotine is more powerful than crack or cocaine or anything. And I think it's because it's the one drug that is accepted, right? You can go anywhere and you're not looked as well. No, you can't go anywhere. They don't be playing. You used to could go anywhere. You used to get smoke in a restaurant. You used to could smoke. Where they ain't care. Now they are more strict about smoking, but it's still accepted. Feel what I'm saying? And so I think that's what makes it more difficult. When we were young, back in Reagan, I was in that Reagan era, right? When Nancy Reagan, she wasn't playing. She knew that the drugs was coming in, and everything was killing the kids with the crack, and so she knew all that, but she wasn't playing about them kids. She had that dare programs in every school. Say no to drugs. She wasn't. Nancy wasn't playing. So most of us grew up understanding. Those of us who grew up in the DARE program type, is it DARE or Say No to Drugs or whatever? DARE I don't know if that's the DARE program. Was that the Mama? I don't know. We had a bunch of programs out back then, but the one where the kids Say No to Drugs, that was a big campaign throughout all the schools, through the YMCAs, through the after-school programs. Like, Nancy wasn't playing about them kids. She wasn't playing about them babies. The kids now. So Devin, DARE did work. It did work for a lot of people. I ain't messing around with crack. I was scared of it. After when they was talking about all that stuff, you hit it once and you addicted for life. That scared me. That scared me. I was like, you ain't gonna worry about my thing. But they made cigarettes seem cool. You see the coolest, cutest person be sitting there with a cigarette in their mouth for a long time. Like they made the cigarettes look cool. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They made it look cool. You see, they used to have them in the magazines, and it was always the nice-looking man with the cowboy hat. You know what I'm saying? And he had the cigarette out of his mouth, and it just looked so cool. It made it look cool. Sam, you know what? Um, that is what I had to. I had to pray. This time I had to pray. I went into this praying. I started this, and I didn't call it a fast because fasts are more private, I guess, or whatever. I said I want to challenge myself. So I prayed and I asked God to give me the strength. That 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 is how I started this time. And then I said I'm going to share my journey. You know, I'm gonna share my journey, and I'm gonna take it one day at a time. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Sierra. One day at a time. Yes, Rusty, God, Israel. One day at a I said I'm going to take it one day at a time, and I'm going to document my journey. And what I can say is the first day I was strong. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to do this. The second day I was like, let me find something to do so I don't, because I know I want me to, let me find something to put my mind on. The third day I was like, let me get out here in these streets and let me go and sell some of these, this music or something. Let me figure this out. I got something to do. Something to do. That was the third day. The fourth day I was just irritated. I'm just irritated. I don't know what when you haven't had a cigarette, it's like you everything irritates you. Somebody be like, "Can you pass me butter?" What part? What? Why you couldn't get the butter yourself? You know what I'm saying? It'd be like everything irritates you. You know what I'm saying? Everything irritates you. Everything. You left the light on. Why you leave the light you off? I've been telling you to turn the light off. It's like everything is an argument. What's going on from Moscow? Everything. But by the fifth day, which I want to call grace, because five stands for grace, it's like, okay, I made it to the fifth day. So yesterday was the fifth day. And it made me start to really think about why it is that I even started smoking. It made me start to reflect. It made me start to looking at myself and going back into time a little bit. I had to, for just a moment, I had to jump into the time machine, and I had to go back to some painful times to figure out what happened back then that made me grab on to cigarettes so closely. And then I understood from yesterday, okay, it's the trauma. It's the trauma. All right. But it's like once you understand why you do something, or what led you to do something, or the what's the word I'm looking for? The culprit behind something, then you can get a control over it. You're stronger than you think. I was told to smoke again by my ex because I got grumpy. You know what? Sometimes people are not really supportive. I had to tell my family, so listen here, I've quit smoking. That means none of y'all, because my family smoke. My fiance smoke, the kids smoke, everybody, everybody. Listen here, I'm about to quit smoking. And I'm gonna need for y'all to work with me on this. I need for y'all not to smoke either. No smoking in the house. Because either they're gonna support you or they're not. They gotta understand. You're gonna go through those times. You're gonna get. When I get grumpy, I have to go I have to go somewhere by myself. That's what I have to do. I have to go find somewhere by myself because I know I don't need to be around nobody. I need to hear me some music, some gospel music, some something. I get online because this has been helping me, believe it or not. Talking to y'all has really been helping me because I go back and I listen and I be watching your little comments too. Some of y'all is off the chain. Um, Wait a minute. What'd you say, Rusty? Why doesn't God help millions of children starving and dying, but will help us? Hmm. So, I think that each one of us, Rusty, everybody on this earth, everybody, came here with an assignment. of some type. They came here with a purpose, a reason. And somehow, all of our lives are connected to someone or something. There was a reason. I don't understand all the reasons. I don't even understand. Why do people get born to people who are crackheads? You know, why was your mama and your daddy a crackhead? Why is your mom didn't act right? Why your mom didn't graduate from high school? Why I couldn't have been born in a wealthy family? How come, why I gotta work this 9 to 5 slave driving for a boss that's a racist? Like, who knows why stuff happens in the world? Nobody really understands. When we get to heaven, Rusty, then we can ask God, why were there so many starving children? How come some people were allowed to have children and others miscarried and never made it to earth? How come, like for instance, the whole story about Sonya Massey. Now I know y'all have heard about Sonya Massey. That broke my heart. So that would be a question, God, why did that officer have to kill her? Was it? I remember when I was growing up, the officers would not. Their whole goal was to shoot to slow you down. Like if you was running away, like if you was trying to run away from them, they might shoot you in your leg, Or if you were coming at them with a gun or something, they at that point they still would not shoot to kill. They would shoot to disable. You know what I'm saying? And when you are in any type of training like that, military, or I'm prior military, I'm prior army, so I understand about weapons. You know what I'm saying? In fact, they don't even in the military. We're not even allowed to call them guns. We call them weapons. They say guns is for the streets. We call them weapons. You're taught about weapons and where to shoot. You go out to the ranges and you learn how to shoot, especially when you're a police officer. You understand. So my thing is this: you have most of them now. They have guns and they have stun guns. So if she had been running towards him with the pot of hot water, I probably could have understood him taking his gun and shooting her in her leg if he felt like that he needed to slow her down, right? But he aimed to kill. He used his weapon to kill her. And then he even said it. Oh, that was a headshot. So you knew what you was doing. You knew that the aim that you had on her, if you hit it right there, boop, it was a wrap. It was done. Ain't no need of me going to get my first aid kit because I got her right in the eye. I just, that was, you aimed to kill her. But why? Why? So that would be a question I would ask God, like, God, why are some people so hateful? Why do we have racism? Why do we have hatred? Why do people hate each other just because of the color of their skin, or because of who their mama and daddy was, or because they don't have this much money, or because they live on this side of the city, or that kind of side of the city, or they live in this state or that state, or what? Like, why? We all got questions. You're going to have to wait till we get to heaven, babe. Have to wait till we get to heaven. I don't know. No, I'm not angry. I'm not angry. Let me see. Sam said, I had quit for 3 years and thought that people who smoked were weak-minded. I think so. I still think so. I have not truly chosen to overcome it. So, you know what? I don't even know if it's, we just don't, you just don't want to try. But what I've learned over these last 6 days is that in using my willpower, using my self-control to not do it, has forced me to focus on other things and to stay focused on those things. It's almost like I'm training my mind. It's almost like I'm training myself, right? Because if I can control and I can make myself not do that, then I can control and make myself start doing this. I can, you know what? Instead of me focusing on cigarettes and worrying about that, let me shift my focus. Where's that business plan I was working on? You know, instead of me going and getting that cigarette, where's that? Where's the music I was working on? Let me go and record. Let me go get in the studio. Let me go record something. You know, let me instead of me focusing and worrying about a cigarette, let me go figure out a new recipe. Let me go cook. Let me go, let me go for a walk. Let me go do some. Hey kids, y'all want to go roller skate? Let's go do something. I'm learning self control. And when you learn self control, there's a certain kind of power that comes with being able to control your body, control your actions. Control. I wish that officer had more control. I wish that he had not allowed his emotions to overcome his wisdom. And even if he felt uh, afraid, that his military or police training would have kicked in and he would have, you know, de-escalated the situation. See, in the medical field or public service, we're supposed to be taught to de-escalate. You de-escalate something. You don't take it to the height, like from here to here. No, the first goal is to de-escalate, and if you can't de-escalate, then you got to do what you got to do to disable. But when you go to kill, that means that you are trying to annihilate. You're not trying to, you're not going through no steps. You're going straight for, straight there. I wish he'd have had more control. I wish that some of these officers, uh, when you get into this line of work, public service, and I'm talking about being a nurse, being an officer, whatever you're doing in the public, it ain't no easy job. It's not no easy job. You got to deal with people's emotions. In the medical field, you got to deal with the family. You got to deal with the patients. The patients sometimes be mean because they sick. You know, they're ill. The families be mean because they're upset that they're or hurt or bothered or worried, but their family is ill. So they take it out on the staff. They be mean to the nurses and stuff. These officers, they got to deal with criminals. I understand that, but but even so, we got to learn how to deal with each person individually. As a nurse, I have to deal with each patient individually. I can't treat a mental health patient the same way I treat a pregnant, a mother, or I can't treat a pregnant mother the way that I treat a sick 3-year-old. Everybody, you got to treat them differently. It's people that are in our officers, police officers, y'all, you got to treat people differently. You can't bring your prejudice to work, and you can't bring your whatever your thoughts are to work. You should have never killed her. He was taught too many de-escalation uh, training methods to have killed her. He should have de-escalated that situation. He should have known how to, even if he thought she was about to throw that water on him, because she didn't make enough moves for him to be threatened. Not no 6'5" man. No, he should have de-escalated that. He should have instantly de-escalated it. And if he felt like he should have de-escalated, you got a stun gun. You should, if you felt like if she was coming towards you, you could have stun gunned her and still saved her life. You went for the kill. You purposely aimed your gun and you told her, Jesus, you told her, I'm gonna shoot you in the face. Jesus. Ah, he should have had more control. So control is important, but there's a power in having self-control. I feel much more empowered today than I did last week. Because I feel, and I'm not judging nobody else, and I'm not calling nobody else, weak-minded or nothing, because they do whatever they do because I was there. I'm not going to judge nobody. But I do not understand the power that I feel within myself because I've been able to turn the other cheek, even though I got people in my house that smoke. That's the hardest thing when you're trying to quit something and somebody else in the household is smoking too. And that's a lot of times we use that excuse too. We'll be like, how that's like being in a crack house, and you're trying to quit crack. That's true, but when you got self control, you can be around people doing it and still not do it. You can't. You know what, Rusty? I don't, honey. I don't know. You asking the wrong one. All I can tell you is it probably got something to do with the Bible. If you go back in the Bible, I'm reading the Bible now, and I'm up to. I just stopped. I just finished First Kings, and now I'll be starting Second Kings. But when you go back, especially if you look at the Book of Judges, the Book of Judges, Jesus, that whole chapter broke my heart. But you can also understand why the children of Israel suffered. They continued to suffer because they wasn't doing right. So a lot of times the suffering is because of generational curses, things that people haven't in the lines haven't done right. The children of Israel, when God was judging the children of Israel, he was torturing them grandkids and the great grandkids and everybody. King Solomon didn't go through anything in his lifetime, but his kids, his grandkids, and his great grandkids had to suffer for what he did. Jesus. Sometimes we as parents got to understand that some of the reasons why our kids are the way we are is because of how we was, because of what we didn't do, or because we was too focused on ourselves at the times when we had these little ones walking around who was watching us. You feel what I'm saying? So I found true peace when I quit smoking. I do. I do, Rusty. I don't know, I can't explain it. I feel like it's almost like God is blessing me for my obedience. That's almost how I feel. Because I'm noticing how not only do I have peace within myself, but things that I'm trying to do, I'm able to focus better on it. I'm able to. It's something, and it's like things are working out better. It's almost as if God is blessing my obedience. He's blessing me for because I felt the leading in my spirit. I felt the pull. I felt like, okay, I need to quit smoking. I need to at least try. I felt that. I felt that urge. And so with me feeling that urge and then praying and asking God, God, I'm not going to be able to do this by myself. Jesus, help me. I feel like because of that, not only has God given me the strength, but he's blessing me for my obedience. That's truly how I feel. Yes, I do. I appreciate it. You know what? I don't know what's going on. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. There's a deeper reason that I don't understand. Why? And it's only, you don't see them doing. I don't know if it's because the media just doesn't show it, but you don't see it that much on anybody but minorities, and not just African Americans. I'm talking about minorities, period. You see the police doing the most to minorities or people in lower income areas. And I notice there are a lot of people that's out there doing wrong, I know. But why are you killing why are you killing women in their home? Why are you killing men in their home? Why are you taking people and torturing them and doing all that stuff? What y'all doing? Who's behind that? That's not, we as public servants, I don't know what oath y'all took. I don't know, man. I remember when I was when I was in college, we had fraternities, but then the legal fraternities, Alpha, Kappa, all that kind of stuff. But then we also had those illegal fraternities. We had the ones that they were like they were yeah, they were like and at Central State they used to call them the Mad Dogs, but they were like their own organization. So I feel like some of these police officers are in their own organization. They and some of them are doing stuff because they're being paid. They're almost like police gang, you know. Like you got your gang members, right? I think out there's some police gang that's probably dealing with, you know, on the black market, the underworld, dealing, maybe I've been watching too many movies. Maybe I've been watching too many shows, but something ain't right. Something ain't right, y'all. Something ain't right. Ex-cop threatened me while in possession of a firearm. That's what. Let me see. Let me see. Sam G, you was telling the truth. Ooh, I'm your most average-looking middle-class white guy, and they busted down my doors with armored vehicles, shot 30 rounds of gas, and sent drones into my home under invalid warrant. Ex-cop threatened me while in possession of a firearm. Are you telling the truth? Sam G, are you for real? Are you for real, Sam G? Good grief. But it sounds like you got a movie. You know how to write scripts? I'm like, you need to be writing your story. That's crazy. When I was in Chicago, they really they were really off the chain in Chicago. But then they had to be because the gangs was off the chain. You know what I'm saying? They had to be. There's a lot of gangs now. There's a lot of gangs. So, you know, that's why I want whoever becomes president. I want it to be peaceful. I'm praying for peace. I don't want no war because if people start doing that, that's gonna have these gangs, and these gangs are everywhere. These gangs is all over. The gangs is all over the place, all over every city, state. They are big. These gangs are serious, and if something like that goes down, there is gonna be a war. Why would you want war on home turf? I don't want war. I don't want war. I don't want war. I just want peace. Whoever becomes president, Jesus, let it be peace. We still try to rebuild from 2020. I want peace. I want peace. Two-day SWAT standoff because they wouldn't show me a warrant. Oh, and you ain't in jail, Sam G? And you not in after all that? You not in jail? Are you for real? For real? B Rose 977. It's hard to quit. It's like you are fighting in a ring with yourself, and if you win forever. You know what? That is so true. Oh my goodness, B Rose 977. That is so true. Like it's almost like when you do decide you're gonna quit, it's almost like you're automatically entering yourself into a spiritual battle, right? Because the enemy, the unseen, don't want you to quit because he understands. They understand whatever that is. Understands, the power that you will discover once you discover the power of your willpower, and the power of what you speak, and the power of your mind. It's like there won't be anything that you really can't do once you understand your power. And so not quitting is almost like discovering a power that you didn't even know you had. You didn't even know you had that power, you know? So when you finally decide you're going to quit, it's like all of a sudden you'll be walking, there goes a cigarette. What the heck? How did that cigarette get over there? Or you'll be walking and all of a sudden everybody around you seem like they smoking. You're just like, darn. Or you go turn on the TV and it look like everybody on TV smoking a cigarette. It's like, what the heck? You know? It's like you enter into a spiritual battle, but God already said he got the victory. He got the victory. If you can get past, from what I feel right now, if you can get past them that first day, just like tell people who are trying to get over alcohol and everything, take it one day at a time. If you made it from you, and you know how I started. Let me tell you, I started by starting for hours at a time. I'd be like, you know what? For the next 30 days, I'm not going to smoke between 7 a and 7 p. And then at the end of the time, then I'll smoke, I started disciplining myself. You know what? This time I'm not going to smoke between the hours of, 9 to 3. Or I'm not going to smoke, until 11 o'clock at night. Or, I started disciplining myself. And it was with disciplining myself over short periods of time, over a period of time, that I think it made it easier, along with the prayer. The prayer was first, of course, because you can't do nothing without God. The prayer, and then those, even though I ended up smoking again, but I don't consider those times as failures. I really just consider those times as like, preparation and getting me ready. And I can't even say what's going to happen past these 31 days, but what I will say is that I feel stronger every single day. Every day I feel stronger. B. Rose said, John 14:27, where Jesus says, peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Amen. 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 And I feel peace. I feel peace. No. Now, the other day, I was irritated. But today, you see, I'm still here. I got my cool little nursing hat on. I was trying to figure out like how to I'm about to give me some braids, y'all. I'm the type of person, I don't like the same hairstyle for long periods of time. I like change. So I'm ready for some braids, I think. I'm ready for some braids. I like change. But I ain't gonna hold you up. How long? I've been on here? 37 minutes. Lord Jesus. So I just wanted to I'm just coming to give y'all my my journey. If there's any of you who you've been thinking about, God has been putting it in your spirit, you've been feeling like, I really want to quit doing something. I want to quit smoking cigarettes, or I want to quit smoking weed, or I want to quit drinking, or I want to quit whatever it is that you try to quit. I want to quit, binge eating, or I want to quit gambling. I want to quit whatever it is that you're trying to quit. I hope that I'm encouraging you to pray about it first, and then take it one day at a time. And even if you started and then you stop, and then you started and then you stop, you work towards it and then you end up giving up. Every time that you try again, you're just gaining more power. You're just getting stronger. Sooner or later, you're going to overcome that thing. Sooner or later, it's going to be easier because you haven't quit. So don't consider yourself a failure if you've tried a few times and you ended up quitting, or it didn't work out, or you end up going back to whatever. The only time you truly fail is when you stop trying. But as long as you're able to get back up and say, you know what, I'm gonna try it again. I messed up this month. I'm gonna try it again next month. You can do it. And then the power that you feel every time you decided not to quit. And that's with anything in life, in all honesty. That's with anything and everything. When you refuse to quit, even when you fall. That's why I love that video of the lady that I shared, where she comes out on stage and she starts to slipping and it looked like oh shit she about to fall, but she don't. She grabs that thing and she do a I love that. I love that. She wasn't. Hey, she let him know stop playing with me. You thought I was gonna fail. You thought I gave up. You thought I quit. Whatever. I'm still here. Let me see. Chelsea said the Holy Spirit has been very active, convincing His people left and right. We must repent and surrender our lives to Jesus daily. It's a struggle, but not more than the struggle of living without the Lord. Yeah, you got. I feel like I can. I'm spending more of that one-on-one time with God, like in the morning, where it's just like I'm just silence, just meditation, just letting them just I'm starting my day off with peace. I'm starting my day off praying, covering my day. I'm feeling myself growing closer and closer to God, especially since I've been reading the Bible. It's like I've really been understanding, everybody in the Bible went through battles of different type, and everybody wasn't perfect, they all had whatever. But the ones who had a love for God, God still, He took care of them. In the book of Judges, the children of Israel was a hot mess. But every time they would cry out to God and ask Him to help, God would send help. He kept doing it so much to the point where He was just like, hold on, wait a minute, y'all ain't listening. I keep sending somebody to help y'all, and y'all keep doing the same thing over and over again. Now I'm not doing that no more. And sometimes we have to be like that with our kids. Because our children, nobody wants to see your children hurt or we worry about our babies. When they become young adults, teenage young adults or whatever, you know how they get when they get in that age, you can't tell them nothing. Literally can't tell them nothing. And so we find ourselves, every time they get in trouble, we try to bail them out. Every time they get in trouble, we try to bail them out because we really want them to act right. But at some point, we have to be like, you know what, I'm not going to be able to keep bailing you out because you're not learning. You're not learning nothing. So I feel like God, He forgives us over and over and over again. But whatever choices that we make, we got to deal with the consequences. At some point, He's going to be like, okay, you're going to have to go through that. I'm going to need you to go ahead and go through that whole, experience. And when you come out on the other side, then you're going to understand why I told you in the beginning not to do that. And now we can pick up and keep on moving. I don't know. I don't know, Joy. I don't know what you. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, the evil ones is coming. I can feel it. So let me get up off of here before they come and start messing with me. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't the one to be cussing people out and nothing like that. The evils is coming. And when I can tell them comments, I can tell by the comments, they about to come start picking with me. I ain't for it. So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow, y'all. I'm trying to keep, I feel like, this helps me not to smoke every day. It allows me to get stronger and stronger in my journey. So if I've helped you or, if in some kind of way, then praise God. Then He's using me to help you, to help me, It's a family affair. Peace and love, y'all. Have a good day.